What's up, everybody? This is Cool Dude, and yes, you read the video correctly, people. I am doing my first ever tier list. Now, first things first, I am recording in a different room. Don't worry about it. So if it sounds different, that's why. Number two, this is all my opinion, so I don't want any hate comments, because if you do, I mean, I won't care, but just please don't. It's very immature of you. It makes you look like a whiny crybaby. Let's all respect our own opinions, and hell, you can tell me if you disagree or agree with me in the comments, and I won't mind. Just do it in a nice, respectful manner. So I thought for my first tier list, I'm going to be ranking Cartoon Network shows. Now, this isn't every single Cartoon Network show, because that would take forever. Cartoon Network has made a lot of shows over the years. But these are only most of the shows that I've seen or have experience with. Now, I grew up watching quite a few Cartoon Network shows. I love Cartoon Network. I know a lot of you guys do too. And yeah, I may be a teen, but I still love Cartoon Network. I love what it is. And it has made some gold mines of shows over the years. But it has also made some pretty crappy shows. So, it's time for me to rank them. Now, first off, let me explain the topics, which hopefully, I don't know if you can see, because the brightness is kind of off here. But, here, wait, whoa. Okay, so there's my mouse. This right here, the blue right here, is haven't seen, because I feel like it's unfair to rank a show if I haven't seen it, because I don't know the quality of it. Also, let me know down in the comments what you guys think of the haven't seen shows, because there are a few I'm already noticing that I haven't seen before. So just let me know how they are in the comments. This right here, the green, is terrible, because it's just terrible. This is meh, good, amazing, perfect, and then my S tier is the greatest. One of the greatest shows ever. So let's get on with the ranking. First, Samurai Jack, you easily go in the greatest. Samurai Jack is the perfect mix of great action, with plenty of comedy, and it was also a very dramatic show at times. I haven't seen the full show, but I have watched enough episodes to tell you it's one of the greatest, and I can understand why people love that show. Samurai Jack is great. Kids Next Door gets a meh for me. Now, I haven't watched every episode of that show either, but I watched like 4, maybe 6 episodes, and I can already tell you it's kind of meh. Like, I don't remember anything about it. I don't remember any of the characters. Hell, I don't even remember what it's about. It's just a really meh show. Hate on me all you want. Again, just please don't. Makes you look immature, but I put this as a meh for me. Adventure Time, greatest. This was my show. I love Adventure Time so much. It's such a great show with a lot of comedy, a lot of great messages hidden with deep meanings. The characters are absolutely amazing. I love Finn, love Jake, love Marceline, love the Ice King. Love all those guys, and it just has a great story behind it, and I love the way it progressed from a very comedic show in the earlier seasons to a more deep show, and just like everybody else who's watched Adventure Time, I'm really sad that it has ended, but it was an awesome ending. Not spoiling it, though. Whoa, do not move that, thank you. Alright, so next, Johnny Bravo. This gets... It's hard, because... Johnny Bravo is a good show, don't get me wrong. It's a good show. But I don't know if it's my kind of show. Like, I feel like Johnny Bravo is a show made for a very specific set of people, and I am not that set of person. I am not that person for the show, but I do like it, so it's gonna go in the good for me. Although I do understand why some people would say it's a really good show. Powerpuff Girls, you get a perfect. We're talking the earlier Powerpuff Girls, not the newer one. The newer one is vomit. It's disgusting. I hate it. The older show was absolutely fantastic. Now, it did suffer massively in the later seasons, which is why it's not in the greatest category. But in the seasons where it was a very short episodes with cute characters, a lot of great action, and very great comedic timing, it was a almost perfect show. It was Powerpuff Girls, the earlier show, was absolutely perfect. And don't watch the new show, it's garbage. Camp Lazlo is meh. I mean, I watched it, quite a bit of it. I just don't remember that much about it. There was like 1, maybe 2 good episodes I can remember, but everything else kind of sucks. The original Teen Titans. I'm gonna be perfectly honest, I have not watched this show. I'm really sorry. I haven't seen this show. But I've heard it's an amazing show. I've heard it has great character development, I heard it has great villains and whatnot. So tell me down below how Teen Titans was if you've watched it. I would love to know. The Grim Adventures of Bill and Mandy. Now, this show I have seen quite a little bit of it, and it's good. It's by no means perfect. There are some episodes where it feels like it drags too much for me, but I think the comedy is decent at points. The characters are by no means memorable, but they're not terrible either. It's just good. Chowder is amazing. I know a lot of people do not know this show, and just it kind of flew under the radar, and it really makes me annoyed because Chowder is such a great show. Chowder had great characters, a really laughable sense of humor. The fourth wall breaks were absolutely gold, and I think in general it's a great show. The only thing keeping it from being perfect or the greatest is the fact that it did have a little bit of a short run, so it didn't live long enough to be as great as it could have been. And at moments, not every episode was great, so that's what keeping it amazing. Teen Titans Go, you're getting terrible. I'm really sorry for those Teen Titans Go supporters, but I do not like this show. Now, there are maybe one or two great episodes that I can name, one of them being the Oregon Trail episode, just because I think that's a hilarious metaphor for the game itself. But other than that, this show is loud, obnoxious, and it feels just too kiddie for me. Like, I just absolutely hate it. And I can, from what I've seen, videos of the original Teen Titans, I can understand why people are pissed at this show. So that's why it's terrible for me. The Adventures of Flapjack, I think it's meh. It's like by no means terrible. Again, I just don't remember that much about the show. It just feels meh for me. I'm sorry if you like it, but it's just here. Clarence. Oh boy, Clarence. You're terrible. I am so sorry. I can't understand why people like this show. The animation is ugly for me. The character voices are beyond horrible. And the comedy sucks. I'm sorry, but it sucks. I can name maybe one good episode of it. I can't remember the title, but it's something about building a boat, which I actually think was really, really well done. A dreamboat. I think it's called Dreamboat. I'm not sure. I'm sure someone will let me know in the comments, but I'm sorry. Other than that, this is a terrible show. Hate it. Ben 10, haven't seen. I've heard of Ben 10. I heard it's good. I haven't seen it, so I can't judge it. Dexter's Laboratory, you get perfect. I love Dexter's Lab. Now, I will say I haven't watched the full show. I've seen a few episodes, and I can already tell it's perfect. The sense of the comedic moments are great. The characters are great. Dexter as a character, I feel is very relatable as the very brilliant outcast of the group. His voice is absolutely hilarious, and I just think it's a really perfect show, and I can understand why people love that show. Cow and Chicken, haven't seen. I'm sorry, I don't know what Cow and Chicken is. Ed, and Eddie, I haven't seen either. I've heard it's good. Can't really judge it, so. Okay, KO, Let's Be Heroes, haven't seen. When it was marketed, it really didn't grab my attention, so I can't really judge that show either, so that one's just going in the I haven't seen. God, there's quite a few shows I haven't seen. Although, looking at the last 6 here, this is the last I haven't seen. So, let me know down in the comments what you think of these shows, and please, by all means, let me know what you think of them, because I'd love to see what your guys' opinion on them is, because clearly, I don't know. With that out of the way, let's get on with the final 6. Uncle Grandpa, you're terrible. I hate Uncle Grandpa. I can't understand why it got a following. The humor is terrible. Again, it suffers from a really bad lack of story or focus, and it feels like it doesn't know what it wants to be. It feels like it's just swapping between genres, trying to please the masses. I can understand why it has a short run, but because this was just garbage. The fact that it got a crossover with Steven Universe is laughably bad. Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends. This is another amazing show. It feels kind of similar to Chowder in the fact that not a lot of people talk about it as much as I think they should. But Foster's Home is a great show. I like it a lot. The only thing keeping it from being perfect and greatest is Blue sometimes can be a really pain in the booty in some episodes. Like, he's not my favorite. He's probably my least favorite character in the show. But it has some really great characters, a great, plot for the show, and some of the episodes are just hilarious. So that's why Foster's Home gets the amazing for me. We Bear Bears. This is a recent show. I don't know if any new episodes have come out recently, but the episodes I've seen most of this show, and I can safely say it's good. It's by no means an amazing show. It's by no means a perfect show. It's a good show. It's a good show. Can't really say if I recommend it, but I like it. And if you disagree with me on that ranking, well then, tough titties. We all have our own opinions. Let's respect them. All right. Next, Steven Universe. You get the honestly greatest. I'll be the first to admit I didn't understand why this show was so popular. I didn't understand why people like it, but I've seen a little bit of it, some of the more recent ones and the older ones, and I can safely say this show is amazing. I can understand why people love it so much. Steven Universe is an absolute blast. The characters are endearing. The messages behind each episode are powerful and strong. It feels like this has become the new Adventure Time, and in a very great way. I'm glad that Steven Universe has a following, so like Steven Universe a lot. The Amazing World of Gumball. This is not amazing, I'll say perfect. Because I really love The Amazing World of Gumball, okay? It has some great characters. I love the universe that Gumball created for itself. The humor really lands most of the time. The episodes are great. And I can memorize a lot of the quotes from this show, so that's another great plus. So I like The Amazing World of Gumball. That's great. And finally, regular show. I'm gonna talk with a little bit of bias here, because I think regular show is the greatest show. Honestly, regular show is such an amazingly developed TV series. The characters are very relatable, honestly, and just funny to watch. The humor really lands, I think, like most of, if not all the time. The character building is done phenomenally. There's a surprisingly amount of good villains in the show, developed over time. Some of them you might not see coming, some of them you may see coming. They have returning villains, they have older villains, they have newer villains coming up. It's absolutely great. And plus, I just love the 80s feeling of it all. There's a great 80s / early 90s vibe, which I do love about this show. So that's why it gets the greatest for me. So, with that being said, this is my tier list for Cartoon Network shows. It may not be perfect, but it's my own opinion based on what I've seen and based on what I think of the shows, how they're made as a whole. And if you disagree with me, if you agree with me on this, great. Just share them in the comments, and please be respectful about it. Do not swear at each other. Do not threaten death. Do not send death threats and death emails towards me and my mother just because I didn't rank one of your favorite shows higher. We can all respect our opinions in a nice, peaceful manner. And also, let me know if you want to see more tier lists like this, because I could do more. I could see myself doing more. Only thing is, I just got to know what I'm talking about, because I don't want to make a tier list about stuff that I have absolutely no idea what I'm saying. But until next time, guys, stay cool, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye, y'all.